Ever noticed this strange thing? The nicest people you know, the most honest, caring, soft-spoken ones. They're often the ones who end up hurt the most. Not the rude ones. Not the selfish ones. But the good ones. Why does that happen? Today, let's talk about why good people get broken so easily, and trust me, if you've ever felt too nice for this world, this one's for you. Good people don't break because they're weak. They break because they give too much without charging emotional rent. Think about it. A good person listens when others talk. A good person helps even when they're tired. A good person says, "It's okay," even when it's clearly not okay. Now imagine doing that every single day. Without ever saying, "Hey, what about me?" That's not kindness anymore. That's emotional overdraft. And sooner or later, the bank says, "Sorry, balance insufficient." Here's the first big reason good people break. They expect others to be like them. A good person thinks, "If I wouldn't hurt someone, they won't hurt me." Cute thought. Wrong planet. Good people assume honesty is common. They assume loyalty is normal. They assume empathy is default. But the world doesn't work on assumptions. It works on intentions, and not everyone has good ones. So when betrayal happens, it hits harder. Because the pain isn't just from what happened. It's from the shock of realizing, "Oh, not everyone thinks like me." Second reason. Good people don't leave on time. They stay. They adjust. They explain. They forgive. Again. And again. And again. A bad person leaves when things get uncomfortable. A good person stays even when things get unhealthy. They don't quit toxic friendships. They don't walk away from one-sided relationships. They don't leave jobs that drain their soul. Why? Because they think, "Maybe if I try harder, things will change." Spoiler alert. Trying harder in the wrong place just makes you tired, not valued. Let's add a little humor here. Good people are like free Wi-Fi. Everyone connects. Nobody asks about the password. And when the signal gets weak, people complain instead of saying thank you. Ever noticed that? The moment a good person sets a boundary, people say, "You've changed." No. They just stopped being available 24/7. Third reason good people break. They don't express pain properly. They joke about it. They downplay it. They say, "I'm fine," with Olympic-level acting. Inside, a whole emotional Netflix series is playing. Good people don't want to burden others. So they carry everything themselves. Stress. Disappointment. Loneliness. Unspoken expectations. And the problem with carrying everything alone is, eventually, something slips. That's when people say, "Wow, I never knew you were struggling." Exactly. Because the strongest people hide at the best. Another painful truth. Good people attract takers. Not intentionally. But energy attracts energy. A giver attracts someone who needs. And if the giver doesn't stop, the taker never does. Good people don't notice the imbalance at first. They think they're just going through a phase. But that phase turns into a lifestyle. And slowly, the good person becomes exhausted, bitter, confused. Thinking, "Why am I always there for everyone, but no one's there for me?" That's not bad luck. That's a pattern. Now here's the part no one talks about. Good people don't break suddenly. They break quietly. First, they lose enthusiasm. Then they lose trust. Then they lose motivation. And one day, they lose themselves. No drama. No warning. Just silence. And when they finally pull away, people are shocked. But the truth is, they didn't leave when it hurt. They left when they were empty. But here's the twist. Being broken doesn't mean being finished. Most good people don't turn cruel after breaking. They turn selective. They still love. They still care. They're still kind. Just not to everyone. They learn boundaries. They learn to say no. They learn that self-respect is not selfishness. And that's not losing goodness. That's upgrading it. So if you're someone who feels tired of being the nice one, if you've ever thought, maybe I'm too good for this world, you're not weak. You're not naive. You're just learning. And once a good person learns where to give and where to stop, they become unstoppable. Because a kind heart with strong boundaries? That's not broken. That's powerful. And if this video made you feel understood even a little bit,